Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Hex. I'm your guy, KNTX. And with me is my normal motley crew of clout chase and will only.
What's going on, everybody? It's cloud chase only. One.
Yep. I like your picture of the cloud being chased. That's great. Awesome. So, as you guys have probably noticed, I was hoping that the legal team would keep this under wraps until this morning. They had sent me a message yesterday with what is now our thumbnail with the legal action pictorial here. But they released it to a couple other guys too, and they gave it to Johnny, and Johnny posted it in the cutthroats, and Motley ran with it last night and used it, and I was like, damn it, they beat me to the punch, man. I was hoping that we could hold off till this morning and be the ones to break the news. But the Hex class action lawsuit is officially filed against CoinMarketCap and Binance, not just Binance US, but all the entities of Binance. So, and we'll see which ones we actually have jurisdiction.
Can we review the brief?
Does that mean you have more chances?
Go through the brief.
Yeah, man, I've got it. Do you really want to look at it right now? I mean, I'll forward it over.
Yeah, forward it over. I'd like to see if we can highlight things maybe in the chat. Maybe interesting. Okay,
so I'm going to let you get to doing the paper chasing on this while we move forward with the actual, because that's going to be boring for everyone else to watch.
Well, I need something to read while Markable's talking. So.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. There you go, right there. Hex conformed copy complaint. So, and I think it's 46 pages.
Did you send that over to me DM or?
No, I sent it into the Wake Up Hex.
Oh, got it. Nice, thanks.
Yep. So in the meantime, while you start getting familiar and most likely knowing you, Papa B, intimate with the paperwork, I'm going to go ahead and continue letting everybody here in the chat know that we appreciate them. Ronan Buggy, first in, yay! Rusty VR. Papa Boner's underling, Spike, Andromedas. You've got an underling and a junior.
I know.
And he has something else. Right?
I think. Do you have another one? Is there another one I don't know of?
Yeah, I just forgot the name. I don't know anymore.
Papa Boner's undercock.
Oh no. And he's gone.
He's gone.
You can go ahead. You can go ahead and review all of that in the green room.
Aw.
Keeps him quiet, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Get him something to do.
Give him something to do. Lost Legacy. David Morales, my man. Hexander, one of my biggest trolls. Always asking about what canoe sunk with all the shirts. So, dude, it sucks, dude. I keep getting updates that they are on the boat now. So we have hexakins.net. You guys can order your gear. We've got direct fulfillment and print on demand there, so you guys can go ahead and start buying your DS gear. We've got flex fit hats, we got snapback hats, we've got white logos, we got colored logos, we've got the t-shirts, really well done, both the pirate and the synthwave style. So with our traditional logo. So we've got all of those there, guys. Guys, go check those out. Hexakins.net. Now the super high-end quality stuff, I think we're going to turn into NFTs is what we're going to end up doing with it. So those are still, like, I keep getting updates that they keep getting pushed off onto the next ship. And because of the backup in the port, they're expecting to be here in like the next week, and it'll be 3 weeks before they can unload them into the port. The ports are that backed up right now. It's really crazy. So going back to people here in the chat, we got DC Maverick, HP Morgan. He just disappeared on me. That was really weird. It just jumped on me. But we got the captain himself. I was trying to show everyone the captain himself is watching this morning, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Freddie Quote's going to call you out. You're supposed to come on today, and you boned out. So got you called out now. So, but we will have him next Thursday.
You should add yourself to the Furus clip now.
The Furus clip? Yeah, add yourself, Freddie. Add yourself. We'll have him on next Thursday, though. And I say that out loud to to make him obligated to come next Thursday. So he will be here next Thursday.
Nice.
So I thought we had Timmy B. I don't know. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I just DM'd you a link, buddy. You can come on in if you would like to, sir. We got 67 Cutlass 442. We got Yo Cuz, Land Whales Only. Dan Best, Lost Legacy. Tin Top. Let's see. Chaotic Creation says, hey, I paid for that street cred. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Pot of Gold, Chase Jonathan, and Last Raffin, Mango Junkie, Archie S. There we go, man. We got all you Hexicans in here. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, if Johnny's
oh no, I didn't have my Thursdays mixed up, brother. You asked if you could come on this Thursday.
Hey, KNTX.
Yes, sir.
I've looked over the first 14 pages of the brief.
Yeah.
And you know what I see, and I'd like, you know, if Johnny's in the chat, I'm sure that he can weigh in on this, but it looks to me like this is the first foray into the whole approval to get this as a class action lawsuit. So this is only the first of many steps. The first step is to say there's a class distinction between affected parties. There's a lot of affected parties, and they have to speak up and be either named plaintiffs or those within the class. The judge has to bang the gavel and say, I approve this as a class. If not, it's going to be a whole bunch of individual lawsuits, and they're going to try to, you know, the defendants are going to try to wait it all out and try to make us spend less, you know, so much money that it's not worth pursuing. So I think that Johnny would probably know more about where he was going with this originally. And yeah, what do you think about inviting him in to discuss?
Yeah, absolutely. He paid for the street cred. He said it himself. So
yeah. And Tim Benjamin also has some history on that. Tim, you want to say anything about
Burned
it?
S, thank you for the 420 Canadian dollars. Cheers, everybody. So
this is a complaint. This isn't an actual lawsuit brief yet. This is a complaint that goes into a class action lawsuit, and then it's blessed up the food chain until it becomes an actual.
Actually, the paperwork that is now publicly available is a result of the case being submitted to the court in Arizona. So it's a go-ahead. This is a class action lawsuit that is going forward. The court has already agreed to hear the case. So now it's just a matter of getting in front of the judge.
Yeah, but it's heard as a, well, no, it's reviewed as a complaint, and then it has to be blessed as a class, and all the class members have to be named or not, right? They don't see them in this brief. So am I mistaken, or is that where we're at?
I haven't been.
It's only Ryan Cox on behalf of all other similarly situated have to be named once it's blessed as a class.
Okay, I don't know if that's the case. That makes sense. I just haven't been told that yet.
All right, cool.
All I know is that we're going forward. This is a real lawsuit. This isn't, a game.
Right. And do we all have to throw in our totals and all our particulars to be part of the class? Will there be a point of that, or do we? What can we do to help?
Well, the brief that was submitted, it defines what the class is. And until the court requires more information, there's really nothing that anybody else can do.
All right, cool. It is exciting, though.
It's very exciting.
I had mixed feelings about this up at first. I thought, is this really the route we go? I mean, do we get into decentralized to get into litigation? But I honestly think the more I think about this, they have seriously not wronged us Hexicans as much as they have the people that missed these gains that would have gotten into it if they had seen this listed correctly. And to me, the opportunity that people missed out early, now we're still early, but I meant earlier, cost a lot of people a lot of money. And I think they should pay for that. Absolutely. If they claim to be a coin aggregate site, then that's what they need to do. They need to be fair and balanced, and they need to, like Fox News. Sorry, I had to throw that in there since I stole their slogan for a second there. But in all reality, all joking aside, I really think that it's your duty, because you push markets to find the right way to correctly display and correctly number where these projects are supposed to go. And just because it's not on the exchange that owns the coin market cap aggregator doesn't mean it doesn't have a place on the first page.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I'm all for this, and you guys, I'm completely loyal to the cause, and I think we've been wronged, and this is worthy of some day in court. I just want to remind you guys, from my experience, your expectations should be set that things get whittled down quickly in a court setting.
Yep.
And finally, depending on whether or not the judge had a good shit that morning or not, you can get a fair shake, or you can be, thrown out. So just understand that that's where we're at. We made a first complaint. That's great. And I'm all for it. Just, temper your resolve and give them any information that you need, they need, but expect all sorts of shit to happen.
Yep. Cost this gentleman 9,500X.
Yeah, I saw that.
Unfortunately.
That sucks.
Unfortunately. I don't know what Monster Munch thinks is laughable, but I'm going to tell you this much right now. It's not laughable to the people that missed out on the gains that could have had the opportunity early. So,
and it's not laughable to the attorneys that are willing to take on this case. I mean, this isn't some ambulance chasers we've got hired here. We're dealing with very high level, high credible law firm that has been involved with lawsuits involving Google, and I believe they're involved with one involving Amazon right now. So
yeah, these guys are legit.
Yeah, this isn't a joke.
I've talked with these guys personally, and in fact, well, I will open up a dialogue on the back channels for those who are looking for other opportunities. But yeah, this is a legit company that is not only they're not just in the demographic area or the regional area where the lawsuit is filed. They are very much a national company.
So one thing I'll say is that they feign to not have a headquarters, right? Like that's like they're saving salvo in a lot of jurisdictions. But one thing that's clear is that they profess to be not biased, unbiased, right? But when you're clearly shown to be curating content, then you're no longer being unbiased. You're no longer a public, and you're no longer functioning in an unbiased fashion, and you're now a marketing, or you're putting yourself in the position of agency once you're curating something. And that's when you open yourself up to liable cause. And that's what they've done. That's why they're going to get hemmed up. So, it's just a simple fact of the matter that they're trying to operate within all these jurisdictions as if they are benevolent when they're clearly not. And just getting hung up in one jurisdiction in the wrong way is going to get them hung up elsewhere. And they're currently on the clothesline.
I think there's an excellent bit of testimony, pre-testimony. It's an exhibit to take that soundbite from BitBoy on the Nerd Girl stream, where he clearly explains, as the most popular influencer at that time, right, with the most eyes on, he said, we simply don't know about Hex. We didn't know about Hex because it's not adequately posted appropriately on CoinMarketCap specifically.
I have a feeling that the largest crypto YouTuber is going to be brought into this, or at least that clip is going to be brought into this case. Sure. So
anybody
I've got Johnny here real quick. HexCong 999. Thank you, sir. Gotta love these broke pleb haters. Yep, hey, that's right. That's right. Hey, thanks, Johnny, for showing up, buddy.
Well, I'm actually trying to get some work done, believe it or not.
You work?
Yeah, well, I still got things that only I can do. So, and I was getting the text this morning, and I've got models to paint on the weekend, so I got to get this week finished up. So, but no, yeah, so that sound bit, yes, that sound bit will be used. And what BitBoy said was, if it's not on CoinMarketCap, it doesn't exist. That's what he said. And that is what is very important. And that is very, very usable in court. Because that shows you the power and influence that they have to manipulate the markets. Okay. Now, people want to argue whether or not it's, well, they're a private company. They can do what they want. Yes, but they cannot represent themselves as being a fair and trusted site reporting accurate data from the blockchain when they're actually
exactly. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Are they the National Enquirer? Or are they an aggregator site? What are they listing site? They have to define that. And what they have defined is they are operating as the National Enquirer under the guise of a fair and trusted site. So that's where the case falls. And as KNTX said, this is not about Hex. This is about the opportunity that people have lost as a result of their manipulation. It's a matter of the people coming into the space being led directly to improper information. It's about gaining adoption in the space, giving people accurate information, telling the truth, holding people accountable for what they're doing, right? Plain and simple. And as far as the money and the case and the financial stuff, there will be a trust, and we are working on a mechanism to distribute it to the shareholders. Okay, so nobody has to sign anything. Nobody has to come forward. There will be a trust, and there will be a distribution that we will find to be as fair and as possible to the people that are shareholders. Okay, I don't want to disclose this information on how we're going to go about this, because as a result of this, there will be people that will rush into Hex in order to do what needs to be necessary in order to get their gains and then dump on our heads. So that's why I'm not having a discussion about how the money is going to be distributed at this time, because I'm not playing those stupid games. Okay. Everybody who says, there's a lot of people right now. How do I sign up for this? How do I sign up for this? You're in it. If you're in Hex, you're in it. This is about representing you. Okay. We are representing the whole community. You don't have to give up your anonymity. All you have to do is have your shares. Okay. That's it. And I don't want to get into it any further than that, but that's the point. So the point is, we, the plaintiffs, the group that is going forward, we're not in this to do a cash grab because we're all wealthy now. Okay, this is not about a cash grab for us. Is it about attention? Sure, it's about attention. It's about bringing attention. It's about shining a bright spotlight on the corruptness in the space and about the people that are being misled. This is serious. Now, do we care whether or not we're listed on CoinMarketCap? No, we don't give a shit. Yeah. It does not matter. They cannot keep us from progressing. Now, is there damages? Certainly. Yes. Would we have not been at least 2x from where we are right now had we been listed properly 100%. 2 years ago? Of course we would have been. And 100%. That is how the lawyers can actually calculate damages. Now, we're a $200 billion market cap. You think we could be up at least 2x?
Yep, absolutely.
So 100%. They don't understand the amount of damage that has occurred, right? They don't understand the amount of damages that can be proven as a result of their behavior, right?
Yep.
And they have never had anybody stand up to them at this point. Why? Because most projects die. They could ghost them out of existence. Well, guess what? You're not ghosting this one out of existence.
Nope.
All right. Now you got a problem because you made a bad choice.
And the strongest of movement, so to speak, are always the grassroots ones, the ones that are organic, that are community led. And you ain't beating this community. I'm going to tell you that right now.
We wouldn't have a country if we didn't stand up for ourselves. Now, would we?
And most crypto projects have broke plebs in them, and we don't.
Well, that's exactly it, right? Nobody has had enough money to stand up to them.
Yeah.
Because their projects or products or whatever they have going never made it to fruition because they were being gatekept. So how many innovations may have actually occurred that never gained any sort of adoption as a result of this curation that CoinMarketCap is doing under the guise of a fair and trusted site?
Mm-hmm.
This is a bigger issue than, that's what the haters like to do. Oh, they're whining because they're not listed properly. We don't care. You're the ones that are being lied to. We are representing the whole entire crypto space, and letting the whole entire crypto space that you will be held accountable. That's it. You will be held accountable. If you want to talk smack, you will be held accountable. Period.
Yep.
That's all there's to it.
Yep, I'm going to have an office on K Street to do all the lobbying for the crypto space, and it's going to be paid for by Binance. Indirectly.
I love it. I can get behind
guys,
that.
Well, what's the schedule here? I mean, this has to be reviewed. This is the first, first filing. It has to be, they have to have a moment or two, 2 weeks or a month to respond officially. And then the judge has to weigh in whether or not this is class worthy or not. Is that correct? What's the schedule? What's the next step?
Yeah. So it's officially filed. It's a matter of public record. The complaint is so you have to first you start with a cease and desist, which they ghosted. Okay.
Yep.
That allowed us to move into the next part of the process, which is filing the complaint. Now the complaint is submitted to the court, and now a hearing has to be set. Okay. So yes, this is a process. This has been something that's been being worked on for the past 6 months. Okay. It does take time. And, this is going to take time, but it's for the right, it has to be done. Okay. It just simply has to be done. So if you're looking at it as, we're not even looking at this in the sense of money. Are they accountable for a large sum of money? Yes, but it doesn't matter. That's not the point here. Are they held, at this point, they're going to have to pay something. There is no turning back. The attorney's got to get paid. This has to continue to go forward. Okay. The attorneys are getting a significant amount of money as a result of winning this case. The problem they're going to have is finding a prestigious attorney that is willing to go up against our attorneys. They are going to have a very difficult time getting anybody worth their salt to risk their reputation on the amount of evidence that we have to present against them.
I wish I could tell you guys about this team. All I can say is they're just amazing. So they're not the local attorney down the block that handles family court cases. Let's just put it that way.
They can be Googled. I mean, you can look them up. You can look up the law firm. They've been up against Amazon. They've been up against Google, and they've even went up against the government themselves. They're not afraid. They're not shy. They are wanting blood. They see an opportunity here. Okay. All I did was pay the initial fee. The community raised the rest of the money for the attorney's fees, and the wolves have been set loose, and the wolves are not going to let go until they get every last chunk of meat off that bone, because they're getting paid a percentage of that total settlement. Oh, yeah. So they're going to do what's in their best interest, right?
Yep. So Nardo for the win. Thank you, sir, for the $100. One of the salt of the earth people. I'm so happy I got to meet this gentleman. True Hexican, most kind, gracious person ever. And he's a good dude because the way he loves his mama. And so shout out to you, Nardo. Shout out to you. I did want to put this up from Freddie Quotes. The damning part is that they're pushing their own crypto over others for financial gain. That's pretty damning. So you've hurt other projects in order to make your coins rank better.
Now they could do it if they weren't under the guise of a fair and trusted site, and they were listed as such, but they promoted themselves that way. You've got your top influencers saying if it's not a coin market cap, it doesn't exist. They've got, paid sponsorships. We could pull accounting records. We could literally see when they were paid the shill what, this can get really, really nasty, really, really ugly, opening every closet, every door. And they've been warned for the past year. It's not like this has been out of the blue that this thing just suddenly occurred. They've been warned. They ignored us. They think it's funny because they've been under control for so long. Nobody's stepped forward to punch the bully in the nose and say, hey, knock that off. And if somebody doesn't do it, they will continue to manipulate the whole space and be harmful to adoption for years in the future, right? This should not be allowed. Period.
Yep. Someone asked in the chat earlier what my prediction was. They said Wales' prediction was $10 by the end of the year. I think with the PR that this is going to bring, I think finally we'll have that $10 that we should have had already. That's BDN asked.
Let's go.
So what's your
We have already 1,000 likes on the original post that I put out.
Yeah.
1,000 likes overnight.
Yeah, I put out a post and it's been retweeted more than anything that I've ever tweeted.
I retweeted it, Tim.
My man.
And the other thing is the jurisdiction. The attorneys are smart enough to know to pick the right battlefield, and that's why you see a different representative, other than Tim or myself, on the list as plaintiff. And really, that is just the person in that area that is representing Hex, so that they can file within those jurisdictions. There is a group of us, so to speak, that are behind the scenes working, if there is a settlement, okay, I'm saying if there is a settlement, it will be put into a trust, and that's how it will be spent out. But I will also say this for anybody that has to complain about that, this is not an investment. We're not asking for your money to put your money in so that you can hope to get more money out. The reason we did this the way that we did this is to avoid that situation, to avoid I'm going to collect money for this lawsuit. And you guys are going to expect a return from me, and then we're going to have expectations of work from others. No. So what I did was I funded the initial cease and desist myself, and close-knit group of community members put together the additional funds. So no, we're not having a buy-in scenario where you could buy into this case or whatever. No, we're looking to do this as a community. It does not give you any advantage to try to send money. Nobody should be asking you for money at this point. It's taken care of. It's handled. It's not costing you anything, and you will still get the benefit from it simply for being in the Hex community.
Yeah,
it's very noble.
If I could comment, I would strongly advise that nobody ever publicly discuss what the payout terms are going to be in any which way, shape, form, or capacity.
Right.
Because exactly just like you said earlier, people will rush in if they even smell anything, and then don't. So I 100% agree with that idea that the payout term should never ever be discussed publicly, ever.
So I put this up here on the board here. Curious if the lawyers are so confident on a win if we're onboarded into some stakes after learning about Hex and the gatekeeping. So I don't know if it was before they figured out the settlement terms, but I will tell you this right now. I've talked to them personally. They are Hexicans. So, pretty excited about that.
You got to watch that, KNTX, because that does in legal terms create what would be called a conflict of interest. Yes, and so yes, that's why I was trying to.
Well, I'll tell you this much right now. I don't know if they knew about it before the case, but they have learned what it is now, and I think that's why they're willing to take the case.
I can tell you right now, I spoke to the attorney here in Arizona, and he knew practically nothing about crypto when I first spoke to him. So he was not involved in Hex prior to learning about our case. He knew nothing about crypto at all. He'd never heard of Hex. He barely knew about Bitcoin. I was on the phone with him for over an hour explaining crypto to him. Much of our case is built on his knowledge of crypto because of that.
So there you go. You can't fault a guy for getting into something after he found out about it. After the case has already been moved forward. Here's
the joke though, is the fact that when initially the discussion was with the attorneys and we were building the case, it was they did what? They did what? How did they do that? How are they doing this? This does not work in the real. How in the hell are they getting away with this? You got okay. Sign us up. Let's do this because like what their behavior does not work in the real world. Nope. It only works in a confined space where no one challenges them.
Correct.
That's the only way that it works. Okay, and it has worked because nobody's been in a position to challenge them. That's it.
Well, I think it's just a simple fact of the matter that you have a bunch of children here. You don't have adults in this space, period. The promise coin space is full of children.
Look at how they reply. Watch how they reply.
I mean, just look at with the whole Alexander scenario. I feel like that made it obvious. You have the goal to tell me all of those people knew this guy was scamming and nobody ever said a thing or knew a thing. I highly, highly doubt that. In fact, I presume that all of them are scamming each other and they just deal with it because they know the money's ever flowing.
Yep.
Because CZ is
The
paying for
crooks
all of
don't
that.
go to the police. The crooks don't go to the police.
Exactly.
Scammers don't take people to court.
Yep.
Soak that in for a second.
Right? Exactly right.
Fact of life.
Yep. We had a hater in the chat earlier saying scammers suing scammers. I'm out. And I said, yeah, I didn't say anything, but it just makes me laugh because obviously another wrecked pleb, another wrecked pleb that didn't have the time to do the research or didn't take the time to do the research. So that's all right. You can be left out. That's cool.
It's like people are like, why isn't Richard pursuing this? If this is the right path, why isn't Richard pursuing it? Because Richard's a nice guy. You know how many people he could hold for liable?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Tons. The shit out of a whole bunch of
anybody
people.
He's been on stream with, he could fucking sue. Period.
Yep.
End of discussion. That's a fact, not an opinion. End of discussion. For anybody that's sitting out there and doesn't know it, you're fucking welcome. So you might want to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you cannot call a person a scammer and a criminal and imply that they're doing illegal activities without
only in crypto, only in the promise coin space can that shit fucking work.
Yeah, without proof, because that is liable and slander, and you can lose your ass. You can say you don't like somebody, you can say somebody's an asshole, but when you start making criminal allegations, those are false allegations.
A whole nother level.
You can lose your ass.
And that's not just slander. That's not just slander. That's libel when you do it on a live stream in a medium form. Yep, that is libel. That is to a whole other level. And you can be held
accountable for damages for the amount of followers that you have.
Yep,
soak that in.
So T Gray, thanks for
the more liability you've got.
Yep. T Gray, thanks for the $25. Once again, the Hex community continues to set the standard in the cryptoverse. Appreciate you, Johnny. So I do too. Kids with lots of money, yes, they are kids.
I just wanted to throw the smackdown. You know, kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on behind the scenes. Let everybody know. Just relax. The wolves are going to chew up the bone and spit it out, and we'll get this all taken care of here shortly. So it's not a big deal. I'm glad everybody's excited. It's not all me. There's multiple people. We got one down here, right there below me. We got one down there. It's multiple people that have come together to make this happen. All I did was I bought some fireworks, guys. I bought some fireworks. And we're going to light them off. We're going to have a good old celebration.
They're fun.
Thanks for coming on, Johnny. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Johnny. Thanks, man. That was awesome of you to come on and tell us this. So, So imagine if Fidelity failed to list particular stocks they didn't like. It would be a huge scandal. What CMC is doing is the same crime.
Yes, it is.
I agree with that. So,
and you know, that was one of the things that really affected me. Because I was basically asked to be the plaintiff in this case, and it got turned over to Ryan because he has more experience trading, and him and I have talked about it, and it's like we only want to have Hex represented properly. That was our goal. This is what we told the attorneys, but the attorneys are like, "Nah, these guys are breaking the law. We're going for the jugular."
Yeah, it's obvious. It's obvious.
When I saw that, they are breaking the law. This isn't just a matter of us whining. It's like, no, a criminal act has been performed here, and somebody's got to hold these guys accountable. And I was just totally on board at that point. Like let's get this done. I've seen so many incidences of people being, I know somebody who went to prison because somebody lied about them. And it's like, it's about time somebody gets held accountable for lying. And I'm just gung-ho with it all.
I love it, man. I'm typing right now. I'm literally retweeting your post right now, Timmy. I'm saying Hexakin's coming for retribution.
Yeah, and you know what it is, man? It's just a sad state of affairs when this is what it takes for people to just not be okay with something that shouldn't be.
Right.
It shouldn't take this. People should not be okay with things just being misrepresented. And unfortunately, the promise coin space is rife with individuals that just don't care about misrepresentation of information. And interestingly enough, class and color doth not matter.
Yeah.
Scammers come in all shapes and colors. just so people understand. Okay, because everything you're seeing in the Promise Coin space, all those fool rules you've been watching until we've showed up, that's what they are.
The fool
Whether
rules.
you want to acknowledge it or not our problem. But that's a fact. Not
Hey,
an opinion.
Wells, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about the term true ruse? You know, people who tell the truth.
Truth telling guru. That's a good one. It sounds a little bit like a tongue twister, though. I think people have a hard time with that one. I don't know.
It's gonna be hard to say, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna try.
We're gonna try the true rules out.
True ruse.
Oh, sounds good when you say it, man.
I love it. People wasting time on other YouTube channels researching stocks and NFTs while we got Hex. Sad. They will FOMO in at $10.
Yeah, that's a fact, man.
We have a beautiful thing going on, man. Every place you look in the community, there's something going on that is truly valuable, especially relative to the rest of the Promise Coin space. It's a beautiful thing, man. And this also just confirms again how valuable this community is and how smart everyone is here.
So I agree. 100% agree. Let me pull this up. I want to point out, and I'm waiting to get more angles because we're supposed to have Discourse Syndicate in the back window, but I did want to show some other good news. We finally got the wrap done on the A8.
Oh yeah, the Audi, right?
Oh, I saw that.
The Audi already is lit. You just need some black rims on that thing, and it's good to go.
That's the best one I've seen so far, man.
Dang it.
Yeah, way better than the Pulse one. Pulse wrap isn't as good as that one.
I don't want to call anyone out on that, but that's what I said. I said, man, that's not what I expected. When I saw the Pulse wrap, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, I expected something more like this.
This is what I wanted.
Wow.
I wanted something colorful from front to back with the whole gradient.
Do you have the side?
This is sweet. This is sweet. Yeah. So there's the back of the Pulse one.
Wow.
It's a little too marketing-y for me.
That's me. That's the way I look at it too. I want it hot and flashy. I want it to gather people's eyes. Now the Staker one's pretty cool. I like that one.
Yeah.
The Staker one is cool because it makes sense. It makes more sense.
Yeah.
I like in outer space and shit.
In Hollywood, right? Grauman's National Ground.
KNTX, do you have the side of the RA?
What's that?
Do you have the side picture of this one?
I don't. I haven't seen it yet.
That one's on 8-bit.
It's on 8-bit. Got it?
Yeah, it's 8-bit.
It's beautiful, man. The side.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I saw it earlier. Let me.
Yeah, it's sick, yo. It's real sick.
See if I have a link for you.
Well, my Tesla is going to be blue, so that would work in good with a pulse chain wrap.
Yeah.
This would have been great if the pulse chain wrap would have been something like this too.
Look
at that.
Look how beautiful that is.
Oh, that is sick.
Yeah. That is a sweet ride right there, guys.
V10, is that a V10 or a V8? I think that's a V10.
I think it's an 8. I think they have an 8 in it. I think they have a supercharged 8 in it, if I remember correctly.
Okay. We're the one with the 10, but we'll take it.
The full gradient from the front to the back, very nice.
That's what I was hoping for originally.
Yeah. It just looks different. That's all. It's more impactful.
It's not as marketing. It's more flashy. And I like the flashy.
Yeah,
it pulls eyes.
I like the bear on the hood is beautiful. I mean, it pulls you in to the gradient and then around the sides. Very nice. Mm-hmm. And I agree with Wales though. The black rims would definitely push it over the top.
I'm the same as you on that. There's nothing better than a set of black rims on a ride.
Yeah.
That's why I have black rims on my truck.
There you go. Standard, baby.
That's right. That's the first thing to happen when you buy a new ride. All right, let's go get some black rims for this.
That's it. 100% agree.
Hey, thanks Ramsey K for the £5. Whatever the outcome of the lawsuit, Hex will skyrocket. Absolutely.
Yep.
This is going to be. If we win, no matter what. With
just like you, KNTX, when it first came to light that this was going on, I was on the fence about it as well. And I had to sit there and rationalize this to myself and think, why would a lawyer even look at this? Why does this make sense? And then it hit me. It's the stuff we've all been talking about, right? They're out here representing themselves to be one thing when they're not.
Yep.
And it's that simple because if you have headquarters and buildings and all this stuff everywhere, well, guess what? You have a physical presence.
Yep.
So that's all it takes. Sorry, buddy.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. There's no more, no less. That's all it takes.
100%,
So they're out here
man.
lying. They're out here lying, acting like they're
and
a
causing
coin
damages because of
Yeah.
it. Yep.
I mean, that comment from Hex Monkey is so profound because I never ever really thought of it like that. Because again, in the promise coin space, in my era, irrelevant. A coin market cap, a coin gecko never mattered. Never mattered. I never knew them to matter. I've been in the space so long that I don't actually understand this whole thing. So when I first came across this, that Johnny was doing it, I was perplexed because why? So I had to sit there and really look at it. And it's because of the things that we've already talked about. They have a physical presence. They're out here trying to curate the space to their beck and call. They're trying to manipulate the system. That's what they're doing. I mean, and they are the owners of exchanges where they literally go and just take money from people's wallets.
Yep.
Literally.
And I think it ties real well into what Hex Monkey just said here. The bigger question is, why is CMC so suicidal to ignore the cease and desist and dig in their heels? They could have just made this go away. All they had to do was stop the manual gatekeeping. And even at what they had it reported at, we were still number 4, even though they didn't have the true numbers correct. The market cap wasn't correct. At number 4, this probably could have all gone away.
Yeah. I mean, even yet and still, right? They're still misrepresenting. There's still a case, even if at number 4.
I agree.
So that actually doesn't change anything because they're still doing the same thing. It's just like what these folks do here, right? The big social media platforms. I'm not even going to name them because we're on one, but it's the same exact thing. They're out here censoring information. Unacceptable, un-American, breach of the First Amendment. And that's it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Like there's no further debate to be had. That's what's happening. And that's it. That's why these lawyers see what's going on, aka easy money. You think they're gonna sweat taking care of this? Trust me, they're not. All they had to do was scroll through the CMC site, and they already have the whole case lined up. I didn't even read through the whole brief. I don't have to. The first 10 pages let you know what time it is. It's game over for them.
Yep.
That's it. They're toast because you can't make that false claim. I mean, really anywhere, especially not in this jurisdiction. And it's that simple. So good luck to them. They're going to need it.
I just don't want to see the settlement include a agreement that CoinMarketCap will put a disclaimer, curated content. Please don't, non-financial advice, and they never change it. That's my worst. My worst.
Yeah,
fear.
that's a fail in my opinion. Yeah. That's a loss.
Yeah,
I'd say that's a loss.
I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second.
I mean, well, I'd accept that if CZ bends down and kisses his own ass publicly on TV or something.
I would consider that as a win.
That would be a win.
That would be a win.
That's the win we want. That's the win we deserve. And he says, and while he's doing it, Hex is number 1. Hex is number 1.
Oh my God, that was funny, man. This is why I wake up in the morning. This is why I wake up in the morning to watch CZ bend over and kiss his own ass. Yes, sir. I mean, it's just sad, right? It's just sad. I mean, I don't know what's so hard about just posting data, but apparently it's this whole other thing that we're just not aware of. And it shouldn't be, right? This is why I never understood the significance and the importance of a coin market crap or the other one until I really started streaming and started watching others and realizing that what's happening is exactly what the bit boys of the world are doing. They're out here lying to thousands, if not millions of people about what is a viable investment in this space. And that's the problem. You can't sit there and pretend that that's okay. It's not. It's just like a lawyer telling you, you're going to win this case. And the next thing you know, you're doing 15 to life and you don't even know how it happened. Same thing. Because it's misrepresentation of information. That's all that matters. Yeah. If somebody is sitting here lying to you about something that they have no business or need or desire to lie to you about, then clearly they're trying to manipulate your decision making. Yeah. And that's exactly what's going on here. And that's called fraud. There's so many words for this that we can talk about this for the next 24 hours. Because I just don't understand how a whole group of people just think it's okay for them to do this. Now, I've never been the one to speak about exchanges or whatever else, None of these sites, because I don't find any value in them for this very same reason. People don't understand that they're useless. They don't add value. They're just value. They just have value because of the people in YouTube. Once people in YouTube realize that they're watching duds, what do you think is going to happen?
Speaking
they lose
of
that
duds,
power.
Sandy B made a good remark there. Sandy
Speaking
B got
of,
a bidet, and no more smearing for Sandy B. Well done, Sandy B.
Proud of you.
And don't get any sand in your B. All right.
Damn it.
Oh, brother.
Sorry,
oh my
continue,
god! I wish I could highlight that comment. Thanks for the super chat, X Machine. I can't highlight it, but
I can do it.
There you go. There you go.
Thanks for the super chat, man.
Yeah.
Big mistake, Binance buying an American site. Now you're accountable, even if the coin you're listing is the antithesis of your business model.
Sounded out remarkable. Write that down.
Hard word, dude.
Use it in a sentence later.
Antithesis.
Antithesis. The opposite.
Antithesis.
The antithesis.
Anti-thesis.
Antithesis.
Antithesis.
The anti of thesis.
Thoughts.
Thank you for the English lesson.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
Every day we learn, people. Nice community.
This show has been sponsored by the word antithesis.
Oh man.
It's going to be interesting.
It's crazy.
Depending on the direction this case goes, we could be opening up a big can of worms here, because if it's discovered that there's anybody on Binance's payroll who has trash talk Hex on their YouTube channel, they could be part of the liability behind all of this. I mean, this can get pretty deep. Somebody in the chat asked about, where does CoinGecko fit on this? Well, if CoinGecko has some kind of financial connection with Binance, they could be held liable too. I mean, who knows? I mean, the lawyers, lawyers get paid to do this kind of stuff. They can dig this as deep as they want, and they want to get paid. So
once discovery begins, there's no telling how deep the rabbit's going to go. That's the key. The key is getting to this point of discovery. Once discovery is on the docket, then there's no turning back at that point. Everything will come out to light. Can't hide. Yeah. Can no longer hide. So good luck to them. You'll need it. I mean, all you gotta do is look at the website. There's really nothing to do, but you get my point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. At that point, it's just a matter of how deep does the rabbit hole go. Once discovery begins, that's all. They lose nonetheless. This
is just another thing you can add to the list of how it is to be in team win.
Pretty much.
This is another function of just winning all the time. And then stuff like this happens, and we're like, no, we always win. So we are going to take it to court because we'll probably win. That's kind of what we do.
Well, it's really basic, Again, they're perpetrating a fraud. There's not much to it. It's just a matter of the jurisdiction and whether you can get away with that fraud that's being perpetrated. In some jurisdictions, you can get away with it, in others, you cannot. And luckily for us, this is one of those where you cannot. So they're just going to pay the price.
That's part of the reason of why this case was filed in the state of Arizona, because the person who is the liaison between Johnny and the law firm was wanting to know, they wanted to put this case before a judge that would understand crypto. And he said the best states would be Texas, Florida, or Arizona. And they're like, do you know a Hexican in Arizona? And that person was like, I know the perfect guy. And that turned out to be me. And, but the lawyer, because the lawyer in Arizona wanted to take this case as deep as it would go. Right. And after talking to me, he asked if I knew somebody that had more experience trading crypto, because that would allow this case to be that much more precedent setting in the legal system. And that's how Ryan got involved, because Ryan has more experience trading than me. I've been a holder my whole life.
Right.
Like, that works, but we want more. So
yeah. Because it's about the plumbing at that point. You know, how many moves.
That's interesting. You said plumbing.
Well, that's what it is, right? Because when you start looking at, like, we all know these people take money from wallets at their will.
Yeah.
They just do that, you know? So when they start looking at transfers and how they happened and why they happened, because you can't sit here and pretend that they're not going to find those servers, right? And find those emails that they're getting from people on this side of the aisle that do not work for Binance asking where their funds are. Then what happens?
Right.
Because again, they're not operating in a decentralized fashion.
Michael Cox is calling for a whistleblower. I think you'll be hard set to put a whistleblower in this mix.
Maybe we can put Peter in with his nose. He whistles.
Maybe we can put Markable in the street naked with a whistle in his mouth. I'm the whistleblower. Beep, beep.
Maybe.
I know.
You pay me enough t-shirts, I will.
Yeah, right. Wow, that's how young were you with this picture here, Tim? You look like a different man. Maybe pre-hex and post-hex?
Yes, that is very pre-hex. That picture is from 2009.
I wasn't even born then, man.
No, you weren't.
What?
So I gotta put something up here. Our good brother, it's Crypto King. By the way, the hater on Twitter that keeps talking trash about Hex with the name Crypto King is not our Crypto King. Just want to make that very clear for those of you that are not aware.
Can I shun them both anyway?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Absolutely, sure, why not? But yeah, I've had a lot of people reach out to me. Have you seen Crypto King's lost it? And I'm like, no, the wrong Crypto King. You need to look for Crypto King Silver Sailor. That's our guy. That's our Dana White.
Crypto King
here.
has lost it, but in a good way.
But in a good way, absolutely.
Yeah.
So he sent me this over, and I'm gonna invite these guys on our show.
Right now?
No, because this is the end of this show.
We only have 5 minutes left, Tim.
That's right. Come on, Tim. You know better.
Yeah, you're not used to actual prompt openings and closings.
So I got to share audio on this one. But I want you guys to see this.
That tip, much appreciated. So thank you for everything you do. And yes, shout out to Crypto King Silver Sailor. Said go and check out former Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney become a Hexican during yesterday's Wake Up Hex show on Discourse Syndicate YouTube channel. All right, so yeah, former congressman, y'all flipped into a Hexican. Definitely got to check that out all the way for sure.
So just want to let you guys know that he did it. He threw out some cash just to get that out there. I've invited them on the show. I'll let them say the rest of what they had to say in that video because I'm not gonna state that on this video.
If they actually come on here, they're gonna get sniped.
Because I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say about that. We'll save it. We'll save the drama for when they come on. If they're not chicken, if they're willing to come on. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. I doubt they will. They know I'm a person of color. They know that they're an embarrassment. Fact, not fucking fiction. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
But in the case they do, please get Wills only with them.
Oh yeah, Wills will come with me, right, Wills?
100%.
Wills is my brother, man.
Why can't we
are brothers in arms, man. We locked sidestep, shoulder to shoulder, which I got to talk to you about this weekend, Will. So we'll touch base on that here.
Papa B and me also want to be in there.
Yeah, we'd definitely like to join as well.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
can we keep the lewd jokes down just a little bit?
Yeah,
I don't think we'll
be good boys.
One lewd joke this entire hour, Sir Kinetics.
Okay.
You have been slacking, Papa B. You might want to step back up.
Hey,
don't encourage it.
Mine was all greenery and stuff. So
yeah. So
this is a clean room.
I'm all for well thought out arguments against these guys of what they've said in the past and why they're not as privileged as they think they should be. And I would love to have that conversation with them. Why aren't you guys real with your people? Why do you guys keep shilling shit that keeps losing people money?
Correct.
You hated on a project that has made more money since Richard came on your show than anything you've shilled combined over the how many years you've been doing your fucking show. So
will you be providing the PowerPoint, or shall Wales provide the graphs of their performance?
Oh, Wales got graphs, bro, for days. So well, we can show them.
I also want Telemundo on that stream.
That comes stock with every episode, brother.
Yeah. Okay. just making sure, man. Just making sure.
Copyright strike for Telemundo in background.
Right. Oh, it's funny. Freddie says here.
Oh man.
Don't get me started on these guys, on these dudes.
Yeah, it's sad. It's real sad.
He pushes CMC hard on his show.
Yes.
One of the reasons I wrote Furu's eulogy. So
nice.
Yep.
Hex
I'm looking so forward to that, man.
Album.
Yep, I agree, Crypto King, and I'll do it in a nice, and I'll do it in a nice fatherly way, as if you discipline your children. Oh, I promise to be. I won't take them out behind the woodshed or anything, but you know.
I don't even want to roast them. We just want to have.
We don't need to roast them. We just need to say, "Hey, look at the inconsistencies in your argument."
Just an adult conversation. If they don't want to do that, that's kind of weird. So because they know we're here.
We've extended for the invitation for healthy debate more than once, and we've been denied a few times. So let's see.
Yep. Did anyone get Paladin's $15 put up on the screen here?
No.
Oh no.
That's my fault. Sorry, Paladin. $15 CMC will simply use the same excuse all large companies. Hex violates terms and conditions, does not meet criteria. It's BS. Like here on the BS network. So. So,
and with that, we reached an hour. So goodbye, outro.